Thanks everyone for braving out the weather, rain. A lot of wet rain jacks coming in, which we appreciate. Just make sure you clean them up because we got football recruits in here, okay? So we don't all this water on these nice team room seats when we're done. First, I want to thank our search committee, our kind of team that was involved in the process. Carmen Wright, if I'd listened to her, as I normally do and should, early we probably would have hired Antony 2 weeks sooner because she was one of the first ones to stand on the table right away, and she was correct as usual. Dr. Hursty, our faculty athletic rep, who made herself available, came here on a Sunday, 2 p.m. for interviews. Charles Moore, our chief of staff, Rob Brown, our deputy AD. Some members of our kind of community, Alex Holland, who's a former player for us, who does so much for our university, all of our programs, especially women's soccer, and then Cruz Flowers, who was super instrumental in kind of giving us a good community aspect to the interview process. With me being kind of new here, really wanted to lean on someone who had a feel for our local soccer community. He did a great job talking these candidates with us. I'll tell you, we interviewed a lot of coaches, probably more than I could count. It's a testament to the team, who a lot of them are here, which I appreciate them being here, that put the program in a position to hire a coach like we did. I think I told them on a Zoom call the first day, which to our team's credit, I kind of started talking. I said, first, you don't have any questions? I said, yeah, when do we have a new coach? And I said, okay, I'm working on that. It's been about a day, but I promise you I'm working on it. But they had a season this past year accomplished a lot that made this job a desirable job. Well, I would say it would be a destination job. And we wanted to make sure we did the diligence to hire someone who wasn't going to be, I'll say, a risk. I mean, obviously, any hire is a risk, but we wanted to hire someone who's proven. That they created a team and a culture that people wanted to be a part of, and we wanted to take our time to make sure we get someone who could further that program moving forward and wouldn't take steps back. With that, so I think we did that with Antony for sure. Antony's a guy who's won several titles at premier clubs across the world. Most recently, Valencia. He's coached at academy level of again some of the biggest clubs in Spain, in England, and Italy. He speaks like 6 languages, and you know, on the interview, he's talking Spanish to one of the girls on the team, and he flips to Italian, telling the person, okay, you got to slow down. Okay, I'm from Memphis, and I live in Monroe. Slow down, even though I talk very fast, but I'm still trying to understand what he was going. So to get a guy, I think, who has international experience, but also familiarity with our state, I mean, that's a rare combo to get a head coach here at ULM who can recruit internationally, who's won internationally at some of the biggest levels, but also here in our home state, LSU. I think the common theme with Antony, as you look through candidates, is every place he's been, from Sunderland to the national team in Spain to Valencia to LSU. When he got there, they were one way, and when he left, they were better. Every team improved with him being part of it, and I think that's going to be the same case here in Monroe. So for us, having a great season is awesome, but there's still things we can achieve in our soccer program. We want to win the tournament. We want to get to the NCAA tournament. We want to keep developing our girls off of the field, off the pitch. I think that they had an unbelievable GPA in the fall. They're very smart. But I wanted to hire a coach who it mattered to them life after soccer, and that was clear with Antony that he cared. I said, man, why did you want to leave Valencia to come back and coach soccer, college soccer in America? You're one of the best clubs in the entire world. And his response, right away was like development matters, connection matters. You don't have that in the pros, you have it in college. And to get a guy who understood that, who understands Monroe, our community, who understands our state, I think is a home run. So no, you don't hear from me. I'll get off, but really excited about our hire. And with that, I'll introduce the 7th coach in ULM women's soccer history, Coach Antony Blackburn. Come on. Let's go to the What's your official photo here? What's your good side?
Neither.
Get in.
Perfect, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
I'll say this for you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you all for coming. I'll try and be brief. First of all, thank you to all of you being here, and I want to say thank you to ULM and Dr. Castile and of course SJ for bringing me in, and thank you all. I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and the trust has been placed in me to be here and lead this program, and I'm really excited to be in Monroe. I think when I first got up here to come up for the interview, it happened really fast. I heard about this opening just before Christmas. I immediately emailed SJ and Carmen, and I was like, look, I would love to talk about this. I would love to lead this program. And after talking with SJ shortly after, he was like, how soon can you get here? And he's like, tonight. And I was like, probably not tonight. I think I'll come tomorrow. So got my girlfriend. He said I could bring my dog as well, but I didn't bring my dog. But came up the next day, and I just felt it immediately. I was like, I've got to come up here. I've got to see for myself what it's like. I've got to feel it. And the people I met, the coaches that day, all the staff, the hiring committee, it was just, I immediately felt like when I came to Louisiana in 2023, I loved the state, and I was really welcomed to LSU. And being here, I just felt at home. I can't really explain it. I felt like the amount of people that came out who I'd never met before in the community, texting me, calling me to say, we'd love to have you here, congratulations, all this stuff, for me was just absolute game changer. It was a little bit of an overwhelming week, obviously, but I was so pleased to hear that, and I really feel like I found my home here. My journey to get here was a special one, and a unique one, as SJ has already mentioned. And I played college soccer up in Minnesota, so I'm familiar with how college soccer works. And my experience as a student athlete just completely changed my life. And I knew then that I wanted to work in college soccer and lead a program and mentor young student athletes. And even though I didn't have the opportunity right away, I ended up going back to England and then through to Spain. But I knew that I would come back one day. And if you ask anyone who's close to me, they'll tell you that my plan was always to come back and work in college soccer. And whilst it might not have made sense to everyone else in the professional world of soccer, it made complete sense to me, and it was my passion and my drive to always come and work in college. And so with that, fast forward a few years, I was able to, as I say, work at two really good professional clubs, Sunderland AFC and Valencia CF, and with that, working with some of the best coaches in the game. So I've had a brilliant apprenticeship, learning, everything has been absolutely brilliant. I think it's important that I thank my previous employers and Sean Hudson, who's the head coach at LSU. She's been amazing in bringing me over. She gave me the opportunity. She saw what I'd done over in Europe, and she really saw the value in that. And she was instrumental in bringing me back across, should I say. And I think that experience, learning from her and in that program, has been instrumental in me getting this next step, which I'm incredibly grateful for. I think respecting our past is important, as SJ has already said. There's been a real buzz around this place last season, a lot of success. It's important that it matters to us. It's important that we acknowledge that, but we also want to push forward. Okay, so we know that last year made great steps forward, but this coming year, we want to compete again. We want to be able to be a place where all of our players come and enjoy coming to work, what we call it work, every single day, and they absolutely love coming into the building. We want to build a team that's going to be able to win a conference championship and compete and represent ULM in the national tournament in the coming years. That's the standard that as a group, as a staff and our players, we're going to be working towards every single day. In terms of style of play, we want to dominate the ball. We're going to be prepared, and we're going to be a pragmatic team. We're going to be a team that finds the way to get the job done. That's what really matters at the end of the day. We're going to be a team full of creativity. We've been talking to the players the last few days about things that matter to us, and most importantly, grit. We're going to be a team that is in every single game that we play. It doesn't matter who we're playing against. We're never going to be rolling over. We're going to be a team that compete for every single thing in the game. We're going to be a team that's fun to watch for our community, and a team that's got a clear identity. So when other teams are watching us, they're going to know what a ULM team looks like, and it's going to be really clear who we are: resilient, persistent, and as I said, a team that's in every single game. In terms of recruiting, it's a huge part of what we're doing. I think what I learned from the professional side is you're only as good as the people you've got in the building. So recruiting the right profiles, people who want to be here with us at Monroe, people who believe in our vision, those are the kind of people that we want here. Not convincing people who think they're doing other stuff. We want people who want to be here and want to share our vision. So we'll be making strong use of the connections that I've got in state and the surrounding states, such as Texas, and of course my international connections that I've had the privilege of developing really strongly over the past couple of years. As I said, bringing in players who fit our culture, our style of play, and match our ambition for this program. We want to develop a culture where every single player that pulls on our jersey knows what it means to represent this program and to represent this institution. Also in the community, I've already spoke with a couple of the people over at Nelsa, and they've been super supportive, and I can't wait to get going with those guys. And we're really looking forward to building on the work that's already been done in the community and getting further involved with the club, connecting the club with our coaching staff and our players, and helping to continue to grow the game here in Louisiana, especially ahead of the 2026 World Cup this summer. I was just talking to Cruz before. We really want to have our team feel like it belongs to the community, the same way that a professional club would be. It's a lot more powerful when the community has a stake in the team. And with that, the tough times are much more bearable, and the highs of winning are much more memorable when the community is on board. So we want ULM to be something that our community feels connected to and proud of. So since getting here, I think we've hit the ground running as a staff. It's been obviously a whirlwind of a week. But I do want to say a big thank you to our assistant coach, Daisy. I think she's been absolutely instrumental in helping me get situated, helping me have like a cheat code of where everyone is, what everyone does, and just who people are. She's been absolutely class for me. So Daisy, I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I want to say a special thank you to our players. You've been absolutely outstanding during this transition. I know it's been a time of uncertainty for you as young student athletes. I've been there. And I just want to say that we're going to do great work together. So I really appreciate your professionalism during this period. And lastly, I just want to say thank you to my family and those closest to me for their continued support. Without them, I truly wouldn't be who I am. So massive thank you to them as well. And finally, I'm just absolutely buzzing to get started. I'm excited to represent this institution, and I'm excited to see what we can all build together. So thank you so much.